It's a nice place. Well, I might have been born just poor white trash, but I sold 1 million records, made a little cash. The doctors and the lawyers, they don't think it's funny that they're living next door to white trash with money. White trash with money, let's go.
Listen, did you know? Welcome to White Trash with Money.
Well, we're back, and it keeps getting better and better because we are graced with the presence of Ron Kaus, 3-time Funny Car champion and 1997 Rookie of the Year.
And Lord Farquaad for the day.
Lord Farquaad.
Even more important.
You know, just one more, blanket statement. We are recording this on Halloween. He's not weird. I don't know when this is coming out. I mean, Ron's a little bit weird, but we love him for it.
Well, you bring out the weirdness, I think, in a lot of people.
You
automatically.
Yeah, 100%. I
So
mean,
this could not be Halloween, and we'd be all right with it.
Yeah, be
you
normal.
fit it perfect.
Thank you. Is that a compliment?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It fits your personality well.
Oh, thank you.
Fun guy, great ambassador of the sport. I've said this a couple times already with some of the other drivers because last time I was out here, I kind of just got taken around.
Yeah.
They led me by the hand to different drivers or whatever. Landed on you. Instantly became one of my favorites, right? Great ambassador of the sport, showed us everything we wanted to see, and then some. I learned from you about your crew chief has to have the same shoes.
Yeah.
He's had the same shoes because he wants to feel the tackiness on the track, and no other shoe sole gives him that same feeling. So that's how he determines. Like,
he went online and bought every pair of whatever. They're like older, I want to say not New Balance. There's some shoe that you don't see anymore. And I used to have a pair when I was like 16 of these shoes. And he went on and found every single pair everywhere on the internet just to stock up on them. Because they go up there, if you watch them on video, and you'll see the starting line, they go up there, and no matter it, they have all the tools now, right, to check our traction. All these guys got these elaborate traction checkers, and it checks the firmness of the rubber. There's nothing like a crew chief to know when he goes up and he twists his foot. And when I was a kid growing up in drag racing, that's what the big time crew chiefs did. And they would kind of twist and go, okay, it's this or that. And I'd bring the power level down because it's a little squishier. And without the same shoe, he felt lost. It's a bizarro, right?
And nothing compares to that, like you said, because he knows what he's feeling.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be said for knowing, as opposed to just relying on an instrument, Because it's pretty high tech.
It is.
There's some crazy technology that go into this sport to tell you everything you want to know about what that car is going to do before it even goes down the track.
It is, and having you out last year was great because anytime you kind of open somebody's eyes that may just watch it on TV and not realize some of the things I grew up on around the sport. So I know a lot of the weirdness things that a lot of times they don't even talk about, like that.
Well, it's like taking a kid to Disney and getting to see the magic of Disney through a kid's eyes again.
Yeah.
You're like, I get it again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And when you try to tell somebody, okay, these cars make 13,000 horsepower.
Jesus.
And but you try like
wild.
I was talking to some kids yesterday morning, and you explain to an 18-year-old that just bought a little Toyota Supra, whatever he's got at home, and maybe fix it up a little bit with a little kit or exhaust or something, and you try to tell them that's 300 horsepower maybe, right? Nowadays, maybe 13,000. Like my one exhaust pipe makes more than the first 2 rows of a Daytona NASCAR race. Just one pipe, one exhaust. So you try to explain to people, now you take that power and you're trying to get that through the transmission and clutch to the big Goodyear tires that stick to that rubber, and then you start to understand why these crew chiefs have a certain feel for their shoes or
what?
whatever.
I'm just going to stop bragging about that. S10 we built. I'm like, dude, I'm getting like 1,200 horses to the tire.
That's good, though.
How many are you getting to the tire?
That's the other thing. They can't put them on dynos. Any kind of dyno, it destroys dynos.
Really?
So they have to mathematically figure out. They could put it on methanol, right? And the same engine on methanol would probably make 5,000 maybe nowadays. But any time above that,
But when you put that nitro in it,
it literally destroys dynos, like spits them out, like They can't even come close.
You know, when I was out here last time, you know, I was talking to Antron about this, but, you know, getting baptized into the, which me and you's going to do that here in a little bit. My parents have no clue when it's coming, and I can't wait. He's excited about it too. But, you know, we was at the steakhouse. You came up to me, and after that day, everything tasted like nitro, you know, because it was just in all of my sinuses and everything. And it's the sights, the sounds, everything about this place is phenomenal.
And the other thing, you know, some people watching may not realize, our sport's one of the onlys that you have this closeness. Like, literally, you and I are 15 feet from this engine's going to be put together right behind us as we talk, from scratch, just sitting there, all these parts, and these 7 guys are going to put it together, and then I'm going to jump in it, and we're going to warm up 13,000 horsepower that was nothing 5 minutes ago. And so...
And they're right behind it. They're as close as I am to it.
But the fans can get that close. I mean,
every
they're
ticket
6 feet away. The guy making, you know, the do-it-yourselfer changing his oil at home in his muscle car, right?
Yeah.
Or spending a weekend going through his carburetor or something. That guy's into it, and he can stand there and watch them tear it apart after a run, put it back together in 45 minutes.
That's how long it takes for them to break down an engine and put it back together.
And when it comes back, it's thousands of degrees hot, right? So they've got these special gloves, and when we're on live TV sometimes, they pushed us so hard that we've got this car apart, back together in 40 minutes, ready to run again for live TV.
And that's a full engine rebuild.
Full engine.
And the clutch, is that the clutch also?
Comes out, it's 6
and you have
discs.
to adjust the clutch.
They got to adjust it, 6 discs, 5 floaters. That comes out, supercharger off, cylinder heads off. It's like poetry in motion to watch them. And they don't even talk to each other. But it comes apart until there's a bare crank and a bare block.
Yeah.
And sometimes if we blow an engine, the whole thing comes out and a fresh engine goes in, and you can actually do that quicker, believe it or not.
Really?
Than taking the pistons out and putting them back in. So,
why don't y'all just do that every time, then rebuild the engine while you're doing your next run?
They've talked about that on live TV if we had a shorter window, but a lot of times, even though it's the same block, same crankshaft, and same rods and everything, you'd think everything would be exactly the same, but it's not. It could be off a couple thousandths of degrees or a couple thousandths in head gasket thickness that, believe it or not, changes that tune-up for that.
And when
crew
you're
chief.
going down the track, you're like, I like this engine. Stay with this setup. No.
I learned a long time ago, Justin, you don't get attached to these engines. When I was first starting out, we would name them, right? And then it goes out and blows up, and it's like the death of one of your friends. And now that I'm a team owner, I realize the dollars, and so I do not get attached to them. We've had a rough year. We've blown up probably 4 bodies. Some were fixable, some not. One of them almost killed me in Phoenix. It was a bad wreck.
Yeah, I saw it.
So you don't get attached to engines. And like I walked you in last year and showed you all the spare engines in there. My crew chief's very good about parts, and he doesn't blow up a lot of stuff. Some of them out here, you walk in a pit area on a Saturday or Sunday, and there's like 6 or 7 engines laying in their pit area all blown up. So I'm very lucky in that sense. But
yeah, you remember in the pits last year, I over-torqued a bolt.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You remember that? I was praying the entire time because I was on the start line.
Well, it ran good, though.
No, because I as soon as I did it, I was like, I over-torqued that. I went a little bit harder, and y'all back-to-back, I over-torqued it. And the whole, when you was staged, I was sitting on the start line, I was like, please do not blow this, because they're not going to let me live this down. Yeah.
Dollar-wise, what does that, when you blow a car up like that?
Well, the Phoenix wreck, which hurt a lot of things, put me in the wall at almost 300 miles an hour. It was probably $250,000, $250,000. It destroyed everything, broke ribs, my spleen, all kinds of stuff. But the car had to be rebuilt. This is a brand new car, by the way, which replaced that car that you just brought up. So it's a lot.
This ain't the same car I saw last year.
No,
Yeah.
brand new chassis. In fact, it's never been down the track. So I'm going to go out there and step on the gas today.
Let's pray it straight.
And it's never been. It's brand new chromoly tubing. Never
You've not
been
even
down the
taken a
track.
test hit on
and
it?
I'm just gonna step on it.
Do you get nervous about that at all? Like
Later on, you'll be laying in bed going, "Wow, maybe we should have made a checkout run." But almost always, it'll go right down the track. Probably set a record of It's been times I've been in a brand new piece of chassis, never made a run, and it went 330 miles an hour.
Are you going to be a little bit more? I hate to say timid, since it's a new chassis, but are you going to be quicker to lift if something don't feel right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's in the back of your mind.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
is.
like something.
It
something
wasn't
don't-
until you just said that, though.
Yeah.
But now
my
it
bad.
is.
My bad.
I'll
But
be
you
thinking
can't be
about
scared
you on
of it.
stage in the car, like, oh, Justin,
Yeah. Yeah.
But to be able to make those
that son of a
decisions,
bitch.
I mean, we were talking to Brittany Force earlier, and she was talking about the fact that 4 seconds essentially
Yeah.
is what you've got.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, 3.6, for her, 3.6, me,
Relatable.
3.8.
That's a normal night at the Nunley house. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
it's called satisfaction.
Yeah. For me.
It's a long time
Yeah.
for me. But in this sport, and I told you this last time we were together, I don't have the luxury of my teammate Chase Elliott, for example, right? He can mess up a corner or go a little hard or a little wide into a corner, and then, all right, I'm going to make it up, and the next two, I'm going to hit the apex perfect, and
Yeah.
I'll make a couple good laps to get back where he was. We have to make a split-second decision, and then you have to live with it, and it's not always the right one. Did I feel something? Does it smell weird? Did it feel weird? And next thing you know, I'm on fire, right? I don't make the quickest decision. Or sometimes I've lifted and he'll look at the data and go, well, you didn't need to. But you have to live with it. And I don't have the luxury of going, well, what is that I'm feeling right now? If I wait that long and don't do something about it, it could be like my Phoenix wreck or just blow the thing apart. So we don't have the time to make a second guess on anything during a run.
Now you were the rookie of the year in 1997. So you've been in the game for a hot minute, right? How old are you now?
I just turned 60.
60. And your reaction time is still
I hope.
on key.
It better be.
It has been, right?
I feel like I have to work in the off season, and I try to, because you got all these new kids coming in, and they are kids, and it's like
What do you do to stay sharp reaction time?
like I used to teach racquetball in college, and
That makes
played a lot of
sense.
tournaments, and got to be an open player, and I always felt like that reaction of a ball flying around at 180 miles an hour always helped my hand-eye coordination and the speed that I had to react to something. Since then, it's just, anything I can do in the gym. You practice with a little practice tree. They got these little trees that Brittany might have talked about, and we can just practice with them.
Yeah, me and Alexis did that last time I
Yeah.
was here. I almost beat her.
Yeah.
She still had me, though.
Now,
So-
what has changed the most in the sport from 1997 to 2025?
Man, well, the speed. We had a driver that was killed, so we went from a quarter mile to 1,000 feet lengthwise when Scott Coletta got killed. And I forget what year that was. That was early, might have been 2008, 2009.
Oh, I didn't even think
I
about
might-
that. You were racing
yeah.
then.
So we had to adapt to shutting the car off a little earlier, and that created a longer shutdown for us because he went off the end of the track, and that was the reason he got killed. That's the biggest thing that's changed. Safety-wise, the death of Scott, we had a couple other guys, and then the scary wrecks that John Force had caused us to really beef up the security of the driver and the safety and the head paddings and things like that. And that's probably the second biggest change has been the safety from then till now.
Well, it's a sad thing that it takes somebody getting seriously injured or somebody killed for you to get the data to know what we need to improve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's been like that in any
The worst
sport
part
of
is
racing.
if you don't learn from those, and somebody either dies or gets hurt bad, and nothing's done. That's the terrible part that other sports have done before, and it takes a couple times, and then people learn, right? Whatever it might be. You talk NFL, helmets or
Yeah.
whatever. As long as you learn from somebody's misfortune, and we have. Eric Medlin got killed. He was a good friend of mine. Drove for John Force. The car shook so bad it rattled his brainstem loose. Well,
my God.
we went right to work,
Good
and all the
Lord.
teams had the cars rebuilt, re-engineered, and because of his death, we have way safer cars. Then John
So it was like
Force's
the harmonics of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
There was that much of a
It was a
vibration?
test day on a Monday, and the car we didn't know. I actually helped him get out of the car with his dad, John Medlin, who was my assistant crew chief. And I helped take his helmet off. He was out. We just figured he was knocked out. When they got him to the hospital, he was brain dead, and it shook so hard. The harmonics of a certain way the tire came loose, and it wasn't even a bad wreck. Car went out, shook, and then coasted down there, and he was unconscious. And we were like, "What is he doing?" He's just kind of floating down
So
there.
it was way more violent than anybody
Yes.
thought or what it looked like.
So we increased the head padding and all the padding for the drivers, and then John Force had a bad accident 2 years later.
Yeah.
And because of Eric's wreck and what we did, it saved John Force's life without a doubt.
Really?
And then when John Force got hurt, they did a little more in the cockpit, and because of his wreck, my Phoenix wreck, I would have been lights out had the padding not been increased because of his wreck. So we've all kind of learned and kind of, I guess, gained from it.
How much has the speed increased from then till now? Like when y'all were going down the track at 97, like what kind of speeds were you looking at then?
We were going quarter mile, and we were going 3. When we stopped going quarter mile, we were about 3:30. I had a teammate, Gary Selzy, and I think he was the first at 3:30 back then. They shortened the track 320 feet, right? Now we run to 1,000 feet, and within a year and a half, no gear change because we all run the same rear end gear. Within a half a year into the next year, speeds at 1,000 foot were already back up close to where they were at a quarter mile.
Wow.
Crazy. Just the crew chiefs, they're mad scientists. They figured out ways to make the power earlier and get the car this or that, added a disc and clutches. It used to be 5 disc clutches, then it went to 6 discs. So all these little things.
Now you're a good media trained individual, so you're going to dance around this. You're going to dance around this question. How much cheating goes on in the sport? Because it's motorsports, and that's one thing that I love so much about motorsports is because that's a part of it, right?
Yeah.
And seeing how long you get it.
Yeah.
Eventually you get
how long
taxed
can you get
on
away
it.
with
Well,
something?
Tony Stewart got caught a few races ago, and we figured some people were doing that, and they might still be.
What was it?
We're not even sure exactly, and we're not even sure. NHRA wouldn't tell everybody else what exactly it was.
They didn't want everybody doing it.
Yeah. So we kind of, my crew chief had an idea something was going on because you get the incremental sheets from everybody every run, and he was like, there's no way this car went this quick to 30, 60 feet, 330, whatever it might be.
Do you have ideas on what it was?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one we're not getting an answer on.
But I mean, he lost.
28 years of
He lost the run, and you never want to call somebody out unless you're absolutely sure. And then if you go and do it, like my crew chief's like, well, we could try to go there, but then our luck is we would get pulled into the tent, and next thing you know, you're.
They get the whole steroid era of NHRA. You know, Barry Bonds not getting in the hall.
So, Ron, you're 60 years old. You've been doing this for 28 years. How much longer you got in the seat?
I just signed an extension with Napa for a couple more years, actually 4 years. But we are bringing on a new team next year, which I believe you're going to have her on here.
Maddie, right?
Maddie,
Yeah.
21 years old. I grew up with her dad and watched her grow up. She's going to drive a top fuel dragster for us. We're adding a.
Is there a benefit to? Because you see, the new racers coming in are women, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the new.
A lot of them.
Is there something that y'all are seeing from an ownership standpoint that women are like a quality they possess that the men don't?
Yeah. They're
Patience.
definitely smarter than we are.
Patience.
No, if you go around the junior dragster program, which is a lot of them around the country of these kids, and they have to age out at 19 or 20 to get out of these junior dragsters, most of them are girls. And if you look around our sport and compare it, and I'm not dissing NASCAR, F1, or IndyCar, how many champions have you seen over there? We've seen a lot of girls drive, right? And some good
Zero.
ones, even road racing. But how many champions have you seen like you've seen in NHRA? Shirley Muldowney set the way, right? You've seen the movie Heart Like a Wheel, great movie. She paved the way, and there's some great champions. Brittany Force, I mean, you just had her on. One of the
Even
fastest.
at the lower divisions, not to say lower divisions, I mean, they're still racing here on Sundays, but you got Erica Anderson has won how many championships? I mean, it's ridiculous. You know
10,
what?
maybe?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely insane. The girls can drive,
They
brother.
can drive.
You know?
And they have the patience, and that's
Maybe
key.
I need to get them to talk to my wife on how not to quit beating up our damn Suburban. Man, that thing goes through the damn car line.
Justin, they're really good in a straight line.
Oh, touche.
There's no curbs out
There's
there.
no curbs.
Yeah. He said that, not me.
So
by the
what
way.
you're saying is you'll let them go down the line, but you ain't letting them park your car,
Listen,
right?
you're not dragging me into this. I'm pleading the fifth right now.
Go over to Brittany's car and all the rims have scuff marks on them.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We need to go investigate
Yeah,
this.
start looking at the rims on her car.
Go look at the rental
Oh,
cars
my
that they're
God.
driving. While his daughter's, 10 feet away right now, like, say something bad. I got you.
She does have marks on hers from hitting the curb, by the way.
So you signed a 4-year extension.
Yeah.
Do you think, or
Two.
It's got couple option years in it, and I'm first time I've ever thought about getting out of my seat, particularly, and thinking about putting somebody younger in when this next one's over. I've been with Napa Auto Parts almost 20 years.
Wow.
So, and you'd asked about why the girls, right, and the females, they are. everybody at Napa Auto Parts in the marketing department and the race teams that handle that. We have a lot of women there at headquarters. And the way of the world now is, so you know more than anybody, social media. To see a girl that's really good at working on cars and doing stuff, anytime you stop and you watch, you're like,
me and
man,
Ida was just having this conversation a few
Yeah.
minutes ago about this. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that kind of popped up a little bit. And I'd been watching Maddie come up through the ranks and jumped in her dad's funny car. And her license run, you would have never known it wasn't her dad in the car. And she's cute as heck. She's bubbly. But you walk in their pit area, and she's down there pulling the clutch out with
Business.
clutch dust all over her.
I love it.
Stops
Awesome.
and signs autographs while she's blowing dust out of the clutch and puts it back in. Her little sister Macy has got a torque wrench and puts the motor together. She gets underneath and checks all the bottom end.
Really.
And she's a splitting image of Maddie. And you walk in their pit area. We just did a little while ago, and it blows my mind. This girl is holding a torque wrench that's as tall as she is, and they're putting the engine together and the clutch, and then Maddie jumps in it and goes and wins a race.
That's wild.
It is
That's
cool.
wild. I think our time has run out,
All
but I
right.
think it's about time for us to go baptize my parents. You
Can't
ready for
wait.
that?
I am ready.
Ron, thank you for coming
Yeah,
on.
man.
We appreciate it. I would love to sit down with you at some point and us do a full episode. You know, come where you're at
Yeah.
and do a full hour episode. 'Cause
I'll
there's
come
so
to
much.
you, wherever you
Yeah.
go.
Let's do it.
Where do you do
Nashville's
it at?
fun.
You do it at your house?
We've kind of just been traveling. We've been doing a lot of episodes in Nashville because that's where a lot of people are. You know, that way we ain't got to. You know, it's kind of maybe kind of smart on our part money wise. We ain't got to pay people to fly out or anything.
Who
It's like, hey
doesn't
man,
wanna
just
go to
drive down the
Nashville?
street.
Well,
Yeah,
it's a real easy
Yeah,
ask. You know what I mean? Hey, you want to come to Nashville? And
Yeah.
everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Any reason.
Yeah, carve out an hour to hang out with us, and the rest of the time,
Absolutely.
go on Broadway and have a good time.
Yeah,
So
I like it.
Are you
Yeah.
Are you staying at the Sahara again?
Yep.
Yeah, the Sahara. That's where he stays. We're at
Yep.
Resorts World.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We should get together and do dinner one night.
I will promise not to choke on my food, which is
It
a whole
happened.
other episode.
I had to do the Heimlich maneuver
Are you
on the
serious?
chick at the chick, an
Chick is a
elderly
beast.
woman. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was an older woman at Sahara at Steakhouse.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Dude,
When my
I
steak
knew he was
tasted
coming
like-
out the next day. I walk in the restaurant, and there's a bunch of commotion. I look over, and it's him. And he saved some woman's life. Literally gave her the Heimlich.
Like 80-something years old, I thought I was going to kill her. I hit her the first couple times easy. I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to. If I can get it dislodged easy, and I was like, I got to go. You know, and I
Yeah.
just started. Yeah,
she was actually just sneezing. You know what I mean? She wasn't even choking on
that's
it.
a story for another time. But I did do a Heimlich maneuver on a guy that was having a allergic reaction in a chow hall when we was in the Middle East.
Oh, my God.
I thought I'd save the guy's life, and finally he was like, "I'll stop it. I need an EpiPen."
I'm eating shellfish. I need to get out of here.
That's funny.
Thanks for coming on, brother.
Yeah, man.
We'll
Good
see you
seeing
later.
you.
Good
Oh,
luck
thank
this
you so
weekend.
much.
Let's go give it to my parents. This is
We'll
gonna
have
be
a good time
fun.
now.
I can't wait. Let's do it. We're back. We're still out here, Las Vegas, the Strip.
We ain't
at
going
Las
nowhere.
Vegas
We ain't going
Motor Speedway.
nowhere.
Yeah, drag racing. We're joined now with my good friend, NHRA top fuel dragster. Was it? Are you a dragster or drag? Yeah,
Dragster driver or racer.
I'm fixing to butcher this. I got the first name right. Ida Zetterström.
Zetterström, yeah, that was good.
Was I close?
Yeah, I feel
Yeah, I
so.
like it.
Yeah.
I like it. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm really good. How are you?
You're doing good. So Ida's been teaching me how to drag race.
What?
Yeah.
Hold
Behind
on.
the
First,
scenes.
first of all, I've seen him drag race. He hasn't won. So I don't know if you want that claim to fame or not.
Technically,
Ida.
I haven't ran down the track beside another car yet. You know, she's so nice too. She's like, she didn't hear from me after the first two
Yeah.
test hits, and she was like, "How did it go?" And I was like, "Yeah, I blew 2 trannies. Yeah, it's just not a good day." She's like,
No, he blew 2 transmissions.
yeah."
You did?
Went to a drag
never
show,
know.
blew 2 trannies. You know.
He went to a drag
Yeah.
show and blew 2 trannies.
Yeah, I did not teach him that, so that's it.
This is all right. The Godfather. This isn't the Godfather episode. We
But
can't be saying that type of stuff.
I know. I'm trying here. We got to reel it back in.
So if I knew that we needed like that much help, I would have flown out and we could have gone through this. I was still in bed in the morning and he calls me and he's like, I got some problems. Can we talk about racing?
Well, I took my first test hit ever in a drag car, my S10,
Yep.
and I was like, hey, something Yeah, and she's like, "What was you feeling?" And I told her, I said, "It felt like I was like driving
on ice.
driving on ice." And she's like, "That was what you wanted to feel."
Yeah, it's like, you know, when the boost kicks in and kind of goes up on the tires and it kind of also tilts and, you know, moves a little bit. Sometimes it's a fine line of smoking the tires and getting the feel for that. I mean, the more you drive, you're going to be able to feel the difference of, hey, it's smoking the tires, I need to get off it, get on it again. Or if it's just that it actually freaking goes. And that's the thing. It starts spooling, it starts getting a little rowdy, and it feels like you're kind of gliding around on ice. And I think that's exactly what you felt in that car. So.
And then after about the, you know, I talked to you after that first time, you was like, no, you was good. Second time I went down through there, I did live once. I wasn't chicken footing it like I was first time. And then like the third and fourth time I went down the track, I was telling him, give me more boost. Yes. I want more. And so they put a button in there for me.
Yep,
and he said, don't hit it until halfway. And as soon as I hit, and I knew I was hooked and going straight, I laid on it and just stayed in it. They pulled the computer up. I said, I told you to give me more power. He's like, bro, you was on the button the entire time.
And that's how quickly you get hooked on drag racing.
Absolutely hooked. I can't wait to go do it again.
Yes.
And me and you's talking about us doing it together.
Yeah,
like you coming down and I'd love to get you in the S10. It's fun. Sure. I love it.
Yeah.
I understand now why people get addicted to drag racing. Yeah.
And when you start doing it and the more you kind of get the feel for it, you just want more and more. And that's why everybody's out here. You know, they usually start with, you know, doing something to their street car and just going to some track days or whatever, you know, Wild Wednesdays. And then after a while, it just freaking escalates. And we have several of these drag and drive events. You basically have pro mod cars running on the street. And most of those guys, they started with like their S10 that you might want to put a little turbo on this. And then all of a sudden you have like a freaking pro mod going down doing drag events. So
that's where we're headed. So cool. That's where we're headed.
Yes.
You're from Sweden.
Yeah.
Right? Is drag racing real big there?
Yeah, actually it's the car culture overall in Sweden and Norway and Finland, like in Europe it's big, but especially in the Nordic countries, it's massive. And in Sweden, we have a lot of racetracks. We don't have as many racetracks that are up on the caliber where you can run European championship events. We basically have 2 tracks right now that host like Top Fuel and big classes. But if you have a sportsman car or your car you want to take out to a track, you can basically race every weekend from when our season starts, like end of May till September. There's tracks all over the country, so it's kind of badass.
So you came, like you got into drag race and then you came here to pursue your goal or your dream and being a Top Fuel drag racer.
I mean, I've raced for 23 years. I've been at the track since I was 3 weeks old. So I've done it in Europe for a long time. So I started racing when I was 8 and went around in Europe and raced mostly in the Nordic countries at that point. Raced a lot in Sweden and Finland and Norway and so on. And then I raced bikes actually for many years. So 7 years I did a class called Super Street Bike. Also very rowdy bikes. It's 750 horsepower drag bikes, no wheelie bar, street tire, a lot of high wheelies, a lot of, you know, kind of, it's like a pro mod on 2 wheels basically. Wow. It's a lot of action. So that was a really cool class to race, and we picked up 2 championships in that class. And then my goal and dream has always been Top Fuel. It's like, you know, if you're a drag racer and you've been around it, in Europe, funny car is not as big. It's always been Top Fuel basically. So growing up with it, that's just where you want to be. I mean, it's the fastest accelerating cars on earth, and it's 12,000 horsepower, just wild and crazy. So that's what I wanted to do. Got into it in 21 in Europe, won the championship in 23, and like been just working really hard to try and make it here. Because even though drag racing is great in Europe, this is where it's the biggest. Like this is the home of drag racing. This is where it started. This is as big as it gets. So if you wanna be the best, you gotta beat the best, and this is where they are. And
now you're here. You got a seat, but you ain't driving this weekend.
Yeah, that it's so freaking hard. I mean, I'm here and I want to race every race. I want to do, you know, we want to be out there chasing championships. When you do that, you got to race every race. Plus, most of these guys out here, they have so many more hours in the car than I have over here, because a season over here is 20 races, and most teams go testing quite a bit too. In Europe, if you have a good season, you have 8 races. So, you know, we don't have as many laps as these drivers do over here. But it all comes down to budget, and this is an expensive sport. And I mean, I'm an electrician. If I did not drive a race car, I still couldn't pull in the amount of money I needed to kind of go racing.
Right.
So it all comes down to partners, and we have some fantastic partners with us, but we don't have enough to race the full season. So,
but you need more sponsors, and
yeah,
me and you was talking about this yesterday that it's kind of it's weird to me. This seems like the only professional sport, like motorsport, to where like y'all got to go find your own sponsors.
And people don't realize that a lot of times. You watch other sports and other motorsports where it's basically you hire the talent and then someone else in the team, they find the money or they have the money. But here it's a lot on the driver to find those partners, and there's a lot of good with that too. I really enjoy the business side of racing, so luckily I do. I mean, if I didn't do that, I probably would not have been here at this point. I mean, a lot of my program in Europe, we built it up with the B2B side of racing and everything that we have to offer with that, but it's a lot of work. It's the amount of driving is such a small percentage compared to everything else you got to do to go race.
Right. It's wild to me that you of all people are having a rough time finding like long-term sponsor for like every race, because like you've got a social media following.
Yeah.
You're a nice looking lady. You're from Sweden. Like
you're a good driver.
Yeah, great driver. Yeah. It's wild.
The thing that's kind of hard for me when I came over here, we have one of the strongest social media, not just in drag racing, but in racing in general. It's been really good, and my biggest issue is that I'm not from here, so I don't have the connections. I mean, in Europe, when I had been there for so long, I knew, for example, that, hey, if I work with this company and I want to set them up with a supplier to sell their products, I knew who to call and being like, hey, we got a great deal for you. And you were able to, put together all these B2B deals where, everybody wins. My hardest problem here is I moved here a year ago. I don't have the network that everybody else does here. And a lot of these brands that you see on the cars out here that's been out here for a long time, that's 20 years in the making. I mean, if you see how long Napa has been with Ron Capps, for example, it's like if you think of Ron Capps, you think of Napa and the other way around. And that is where we want to go, because obviously when you have that connection and you work together for that long, that's when you get the most return on investment. You can just keep building it and growing it exactly like they have done. And those are the type of companies that you want to work with, where there's, there's a future together. I mean, I am not here to try and say that I've raced in America and that's it. Like, we want to win multiple championships and be out there for many, many years. But to be able to do that, you need those companies and those partners that you can grow together with. And all the partners we do have, they want to invest more, and they want to work together more, because we're growing those programs all the time. It might start a little smaller, but the more you work together and the more you kind of interface your brands together and you start working on the B2B side, it's just so much value in this sport for all those companies. But you got to get in front of the right person to tell them that. You got to be able to show that, like, hey, this is, like, last month, I know your social media numbers are bonkers, but for me still, it's like you look at it and you're like, well, we reached 8 million people last month. There's not a lot of other drivers that have those numbers. And especially when you also see that when we do market something, they right away see that those customers come back. Like, we have such a loyal fan base, and it's grown for so many years. I mean, for me,
you're the reason why I want to go buy some VP racing jugs.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we all see the videos. Like, that's what's wild to me, that you don't have more companies knocking your door down because, like, you're a great ambassador for these partnerships. Like, you're not scared to, let everybody know, hey, VP jug's best race jug you can get.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and it's a work in progress. I obviously haven't been here that long, and I'm working on some deals that hopefully we can come together for next year. And a lot of it has a big part of the social media, obviously, and the marketing side of it, but also heavy on the B2B. Because, like, our hospitality, I mean, we're right in our hospitality right now. But what other sport can you find where you can actually bring your customers and you can sit right next to the guys working on the car? I mean, we see these guys here assembling a 12,000 horsepower car, and you see the folk from Napa that are here right now. They're standing here with their phone filming this, and they can literally talk to Ron Capps when he walks out and ask him, how did the run go? He can pick up a piston that he assigned that came straight out of his car and hand it to one of your employees or one of your new customers or whatever that you brought here. Like, there's so much value in this sport that goes beyond just the logo on the car that a lot of people think about. Hey, I saw that on TV and we have the logo on the car. That's part of it, 100%. But there's so much more. But if a company doesn't know that, it's hard for them to understand the value sometimes in investing. That's why you need to get in front of the right people to be able to tell that story.
You and I talked about this yesterday, because I think a lot of brands, when they look at racing or motorsports just in general, whether it's drag racing, circle track, whatever it is, they just think, okay, I'm throwing my logo on the hood of the car and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's not going to help my brand.
No.
But there's so much more to it. You're going out there connecting brands to each other, going, you could sell a lot of your product to this company over here that I work with already.
Yeah.
And I'm going to connect y'all, and everyone's going to make money. In turn, I just want a little bit of that money to put on the car so I can keep going, but I'm going to bring you a 5 to 10x return on your investment.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw that so well just when we raced in Dallas, my last race. We had a new sponsor on the car, Dialight, which is industrial lighting. And since I'm an electrician, it was a good fit too, because this is products I work with that I know the quality of and I know how good it is. But it's not just putting that logo on the car and saying, hey, we got Dialight lights right here in hospitality. But the connection network we have out here of people that are right now building a new factory, right now, putting up a new shop, they all need lights. So right away, getting them here, making 10 connections, and all of a sudden, they've sold more product than the amount of money they invested for that weekend putting on the car. So the logo on the car is kind of like sometimes it's almost just a bonus, because that's not the big business that brought in. The big business happens here, like in the hospitality, behind the scenes, going up, actually having meetings in our hospitality trailer and just making those connections. And that's the thing too. You can get it to work if you do it just for one race. But the real return on investment is when you have those partnerships that keeps going for years and years, and you keep doing this all the time, and you're feeding a stream of customers and new clients to these brands from a place where they might not even have thought about before, Yeah.
Now, something we've talked about multiple times, and we keep bringing it up just in conversation off camera, is the female aspect in NHRA is probably bigger than any other sport that I've ever seen. You have representation in this sport better than any other sport. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that drag racing has more representation for females than any other sport? And as a female, do you feel more comfortable at an NHRA environment than you would maybe in another environment as a female?
So I think big part of it is, it's a very family-oriented sport.
Yes.
Like I grew up at the track, three weeks old, started being at the track with my parents, and I never thought that it was strange seeing women racing. And when I started racing Junior Dragster when I was 8, we were a 50-50 split, boys and girls, and you never separate it. I have seen so many other motorsports, whether it be, I've done a lot of dirt bike driving or so on. It's always like the girls have one session, the guys have another session. Then at a certain point, you might, kind of intertwine that and you race together. But if you're a group that have never raced together with the girls before, and all of a sudden, here comes the girls, it might be a little strange, like, why are we racing with them now, or are they good? Like, it's hard to feel like you're on the same level when you don't race together from the beginning. And we see it sometimes in go-kart or other sports where certain countries or certain series, they have like a girls series and a guy series. Drag racing has never made any difference. It's like the car doesn't know if you're a guy or a girl. They literally have no clue. The teams don't care. Like, I've never worked with a team that doesn't really care that we're a driver, that we're a girl. But it is just, we're still a minority, obviously, out here. But when you look at it through the ranks, if you are 8 years old and you're starting to race with the guys and nobody makes a big deal about it, why would it be a big deal that you're a girl coming up in Super Comp Bike or Super Comp Dragster or whatever it might be, and working your way through the ranks? If nobody makes a big deal about the fact that you're a girl out here racing, it's just not a big deal. Plus, there's so many women throughout the years that have showed that there's no different. We can win championships out here. We set records. The fastest person in the world is Brittany Force. So it's like, it's not the fastest girl in the world, it's the fastest person in the world. Like, it kind of really goes to show that with the amount of championships that women have out here in anything from the pro classes and the sportsman classes, there's no really any barrier to break down anymore. I saw it a little bit when I raced the bike, because when I raced the bike, I was the first woman to win a race in that class. I was the first woman to win a championship in that class.
wow.
I was the first woman to run a 6-second pass on a no-wheel bar bike. And, there was a lot of milestones that nobody had really done before. And I kind of got to be that person to do that before the other kind of women followed. But that's the only time where I've been in drag racing where I have felt like, people told me I didn't belong. They did tell me that I shouldn't race. It's a really gnarly bike to race. It's like you do need to be very strong, and they kept telling me that this is not a class for girls. Like, maybe get on a pro stock bike, I was told, because you're light, you can ride a pro stock bike, and there's a lot of girls that have already proved you can do that. It's not that it's easier to run a pro stock bike, not by any means, but girls have already proved that you could be done. You had Angel Sampey and other drivers that have already won several championships, so they knew girls could do it in that class, so head over there. But in the class I got in, nobody had done it, so they didn't really know. But by now, nobody questions it, so
that's awesome. You're a trailblazer.
We're only slotted for I could sit here and talk to you for an
too.
hour. We could do a whole episode, and hopefully we'll do a whole episode here soon.
That'd be awesome.
I would love to come up to Indy and do something with you. But what is one thing that you want all the viewers and potential sponsors? What do you want them to know about Idunn?
Good question.
Aside from the fact that you have a very interesting way of getting in a top fuel car.
Yeah, people keep telling me about that.
That's very interesting. It's a great hook, though. I will give you that. It's smart.
Well, the first time
Ron Capps can't do that.
First time I was gonna get in a top fuel car, I had only raced bikes for so long. I had no clue how to get in it. So I jumped in it, sat on the cage, and slide in. And the guys looked at me and said, "We've never seen that before." And I said, "How do you get in? Like, I don't know how else to do it." But
it was genius, and for videos, it's a great hook. Keep doing it.
I got long.
I need to go back and watch these apparently because I have no idea
I can't
what you're
believe you
talking.
hadn't seen it because it. Chef's kiss. I love it. Good job. What do you want everybody to know about you?
I love this sport. Like, it's just people ask me, what else do you do? I mean, I love muscle cars. I love bikes and jet skis and dirt bikes and anything that is action packed. But my heart is right here. Like, drag racing, I've tried other motorsports. It's cool, but it's not drag racing.
Right.
Like, I live and breathe this, and I can't see myself doing anything else. And I just hope that within the next 10 years, we're going to be able to sit here and talk about
all the championships you won.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Yes.
And, maybe how to get you into the next classes that
I don't
you're
know. I might be
working
too
your way
old,
through.
right? I might be too old already. We'll
He's
see.
aging out already.
Yeah,
The thing
we'll
about
see.
drag racing, there's no such thing.
No, I mean Ron's what, 60 years old, and he's.
I mean, we've seen guys out here that are 70 plus, and they're whooping 25-year-olds ass. So it's just
I mean, how old is John? I mean, he was racing up until last year.
Absolutely.
And he's 74.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Winning
that's wild.
races. Yeah. So
Maybe I'm still in my prime.
Oh
We'll see.
yeah, you're definitely
We'll
in
see.
your prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It'll be all
Thanks for
good.
coming on. We really
Thank you so much
appreciate
for
it.
having me.
Love you. Love the friendship.
Thank you.
And like I've told you before, if you ever need anything out of me, my phone number. All you got to do is just reach out. And, we've got some cool stuff working behind the scenes that we're going to do.
Yeah.
So
Gotta be fun to come out
Yeah.
there and see the S10 and
Yeah.
have some fun.
Yeah, y'all stay tuned. Idunn. I'm not going to try to say the last name again because I'll butcher it.
No.
No.
Okay.
That wasn't it.
Something like no.
Yeah, it's Idunn.
Show that ring off to the camera. Put that ring in the
is it?
camera.
Yeah, that's a European Championship ring.
Yeah?
Yep.
We got to
love
fill those hands
Nice
up in the
country.
future.
Yeah, I have more space. I promise you.
There you go. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Ready?
It keeps getting better and better. We have got the Alexis DeJoria with us today. How you doing, girl?
Really good. Good to be here. It's a nice, beautiful day. Ready for the second day of qualifying, and hopefully we can get a little quicker.
Yeah. Well, yesterday you was having a little bit of issues, and they did an interview with you, and you seemed a little bit dejected.
Well, it's like, our first run was great. Second run, it should have ran a little bit better than it did, but it actually dropped cylinders about 700 feet. So we were down on power. I'd say I was more dejected I just keep getting these comments, that like Stella got her groove back and, she's, you're driving so good now. I'm like, what the
Well, I thought,
which is nice. I appreciate it, but also, when you have good parts, when you have good consistent runs down the racetrack, yeah, you're going to look real good as a driver.
I love
when you're not getting down the racetrack all the time and the car's messed up and the chassis bent. Guess what? You're not going to look like a good driver. And that's not my first day here. I've been here for a while.
Yeah, I loved what you said during your interview, because you said, you pretty much like you just got to keep eating. You just got to keep plugging at it. And it's a winner's
sport.
mentality. Even when you're not winning, just to keep throwing punches.
It's hard, great team, and had one of the worst, most humbling season for that last year and a half that I was racing before I moved over here. It was brutal.
Really?
It was hard on all of us, because we were fighting parts, failures, and we were just fighting our car. It was not doing anything we wanted it to do, and and then it gets in your head because you're like, wait, I'm a good driver.
Well, that's what I'm about to say. What do you do? What do you do mentally there?
Is it me? Is it like you start to doubt yourself? Well, that's it. It's a mental
And that
sport.
compounds the problems when you start having self-doubt.
Definitely, yeah. And
Have you seen a
everybody's had
sports
doubt in their-
psychologist?
What's that?
Have you seen a sports psychologist?
Oh, yeah. I've got all the books. I've done all the things. Trust me. I know exactly what it was, but you still. I mean, it's a team effort, and everybody has to show up 110%.
Yeah.
And even the days you do, and you still get, you still get those bad days. Then it's just like, man, you sit back and you're like, I just gotta laugh now. I'm like, it's no point in getting pissed off all the time. It's out of your hands at a certain point.
Well, one thing that I've always said is that you never read an autobiography by somebody that did great things and became super successful without going through a few chapters of them having hard times.
Yeah, adversity.
You have to have it.
It builds character.
100%. Like, you learn more from those times than you do when you're having a lot of success, and you're a winner. Everybody knows that.
We have won. Yes.
Yeah.
I won twice at this racetrack. So.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of finals in the four wides. I love the four wides.
Oh, I do too. I love the four wides.
I've been to a lot of finals in the four wides, but I never got a trophy. Not yet.
And you beat me.
I did.
And the reaction.
As I should.
I was like, I'm going to beat her. Nope, not even close. Never challenged.
I just walk away.
I would have never let you live it down.
I'm done. That's it. He could drive the car. It's fine. I'm out.
Yeah. So what it sounds like is you're glad that this season's kind of coming to a close where you can open up a new chapter next year.
No. This season has been awesome. It's just we've got just consistency right off the bat. We did really well our first race, considering we only had enough time to put one car together. We didn't have a backup car. I mean, we had backup parts, but we had one body, one chassis.
Oh, really?
Going into Gainesville. And that being said, we did really good. And we went rounds, went to the semifinals, qualified well. Had some explosions, but, the guys were fixing the body all night. They're putting duct tape on it. My dad was helping refuel the car and help me pack the parachutes. So it was really cool. Like, everybody bonded really, really quickly.
Is it still a good chassis, or is it getting kind of tired? Are you looking to get another one for next year?
No, that chassis is good. If anything, probably a front half.
Yeah.
But that was softly used last year. It was our backup car.
Yeah.
So that one's good, and we have a brand new JFR chassis in the hauler right now.
Okay.
Too, so,
yeah. So you kind of do have a backup car now.
Yeah. When you only have like 2 months to put a team together, a brand new team, and stuff's back ordered, it's a little. I think Paul Lee's guys they'll let us borrow one of their Dodge bodies.
I love it.
it.
How long does it take whenever you get a new team like you're talking about? How long does it take before you guys kind of mesh and all of a sudden? I feel like there's that one day where you go, okay, we figured it out. We're working good together.
Day one.
You really day one.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. It's like it takes a while, but success is a hell of a confidence booster, and it is a team building experience. I mean, what we did at that first race, we just we bonded really quickly. This whole team Everybody's on the same page. You know, their heads are in good places. And you get one bad seed and it can bring everybody down.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
negative Nancy's. And
Is it more on you or the crew
luckily-
chief to get everybody rowing in the same direction?
I think it's important that both of you do. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's important that you all check in with each other because
Right.
it's a family out here. I mean, we see each other more than we see our own families at home. So
Right.
guess what? You better talk it out. And if you
Yeah.
have an issue, go out back, duke it out, get over it, get the fuck back to work.
Yeah.
Like, come
Yeah.
on, guys. Like, let's.
Because you
know?
both have the same goal.
Yes,
The whole
exactly.
team has the same goal,
Yeah.
and sometimes you got to have a tough conversation with
It's
each other.
hard. Yeah.
But you're doing
not
it
gonna
not
be
in a
happy all the
personal
time.
thing. It's more of a we want to win.
Accountability.
Yes,
Yes.
and I've identified something that we need to improve, and that
Yeah.
includes you. So we need to do this
Right.
together.
We're stepping up and being like, hey, I did this. You know, like I made this mistake right off the bat.
Yeah.
I wish we
How
had.
do we fix this?
I wish we had tons of time to sit and talk, but we're just blocked off for short
Oh,
amount
sorry,
of time.
no, right? It's
No,
just-
no, you're good. No, you're good.
There's
Well,
so much
we've-
more we could talk about.
But 100, we could do a full episode. You know, well, you know, we've sat here and we've talked about the negative, right? What are the
Well, sad.
positives?
I don't know.
Right?
Not losses, I'd say more of lessons.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know? Yeah.
right. Learn from the
Yeah.
bad things that are going on. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
well, what's next for Alexis? Like, what's next for the team? Like, what y'all got going?
I don't know, maybe a watch like yours.
Okay, you like that?
Oh, you're not a Seiko gal. Okay.
Oh,
Well, I'm
look
just
at that. Is that the Kermit or is that the?
The Hulk.
the
Oh,
whole.
it's the
Yeah.
Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a darker green.
Yep.
Oh, I'll
Yeah.
tell you the one to get is
that's
the
pretty nice.
the Wimbledon. I like
The
the Wimbledon.
Wimbledon?
It's a really light green. It's the Wimbledon green.
Oh yeah,
And so it's a little bit lighter
light
green on that
green.
face, and it is
Yeah.
just absolutely a beautiful watch.
it's a beautiful
Yeah.
watch.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's
I
very
was in
nice.
Switzerland about 2 weeks ago holding a $500,000 Rolex,
Very
and I was like, the
He said
podcast isn't doing that good.
He sent a picture of him holding it. I was like, man, you need to put that down before you drop it, brother. Like, I know how you are.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I really want a Porsche, but I think I need to win a championship first.
Yeah, it's like,
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
he
You
keeps
got
asking me, he goes, when are you getting a Rolex? I was like, when we hit 1 million subscribers. I was like,
Did you go rewatch the broadcast last night?
From what?
Last night when you were running.
Oh no, I did not.
Yeah, well, I was, you know, I called it. I was like, Alexis fixing takes. She gonna take podium right now.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, well,
yeah. And then you dropped that cylinder. It wasn't your fault, you know.
It's got a
Yeah.
little
I'm pulling for you.
Little-
Pulling for you.
squirrely down there. It was
Yeah.
hunting. Just trying to keep it in the middle. Yeah.
It's wild that y'all do all that, and
In
that
such a
short
short
of
amount of
it's
time,
crazy to me.
right?
Absolutely, and I love this sport, and you're a great ambassador for
Thank
it.
you. Great
And you're one of the ones that made me. You're one of the ones that made me fall in love with it, and you're one of the ones that
Oh,
you know.
right on.
I loved
Thank
it so
you.
much. I'm like, I'm bringing my mom and dad out. They got to come. You know, my mom's first time on an airplane is to come out and see.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
Yeah,
What
so
a sweetheart. That's
yeah,
very cool.
yeah.
Does she like tequila?
I bet she would. I bet she would if she's with you.
Do
Yeah.
you guys like tequila?
Oh yeah.
I wanted to ask you about Bandero
Yeah,
because I'm
so
seeing it.
I'm gonna get you guys. I got a case in there. I want to get you guys a bottle of each. So we have the Bandero Blanco, and then we came out with a Bandero Cafe very recently, and that's the livery we're running on the car right now, and it's a coffee tequila.
Espresso martini
It's
there.
so good.
Well, you gave me one last time I was out,
Yeah.
right? And I still hadn't opened it or anything. I've been displaying it because you signed it, and I was like, I don't want to open it up or anything.
me
You know,
another one
you
then.
gotta, yeah. So you have to, yeah, because that one's not getting opened. You know, I'm a
Yeah,
sentimental
what
person.
time is it? I'm sure you could pour it in
It's
some
always
coffee.
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it
Check it
out.
out.
You know, it's Saturday. Who cares?
Yeah.
Thanks for
Also-
coming on.
I love the bodies in the back when
Yeah.
you do your posts.
I've got to add more.
You
You know,
do, you should.
whenever that starts feeling boring to me, I just add another body to the collection.
It's
You'll
much
see
piling.
4 floating around back there at some point. You
One of
know,
my
so.
favorite things. I was
Yeah.
like, are those? Oh, wow.
They there. They my friends. You know,
Ex-friends.
ex-friends. Yeah, yeah.
Ex-friends.
Well,
It's the
no,
only-
they're still friends. They're still hanging around.
It's the only people that can actually tolerate him for a long period of time.
Right, yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah, but they don't talk back anymore. So
They don't. They don't, and that's
Yeah.
what I love about them.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Alexis, thanks for coming on.
Thank
We
you,
sure do
guys.
appreciate having
Thank
you,
you.
and good luck this weekend.
I
I'm pulling
appreciate
for
that. We got a great team. I'm so proud of these guys, the way they came together so quickly. I got Phil from day one. He's been with me since I started Nitro Funny Car. So there's a really good bond here, and
I love it.
we putting them on notice.
Oh no, let's go.
Let's go, baby.
So you're saying I should go to the sports book tonight and put my money on you? Okay, bet, I got it. Listen, did you know? Well, thanks for tuning in. White Trash with Money podcast.